What can you do with your dupe right now? I'm going to cover that quickly and I'll show you some dApps that you can use. But first, let's just quickly jump into the FUD of dupe. So this is the dupe price at the moment. It's 60 cents and it had a high of around 74 cents, maybe a little bit high on some centralized exchanges. And then it's come on down. It came down a little bit lower, 56, and then it's jumped back up. Now, why did this FUD happen? So one potential bit of news was the fact that Meow and the Jupiter team said they were going to be pulling out the liquidity from Meteora after 7 days. And there was quite a bit of confusion here, huge amount of FUD, and I can understand the FUD. Now, very, very bullish on dupe. One or a couple of comments said, why was I so doomy and gloomy in yesterday's video? And I'm not doomy and gloomy. I had a very high price target, which was not financial advice and it was wrong, at $1.40. I'll just quickly cover it now, actually. So one thing that I thought would happen would be they would ship this, and then it basically had 3 different price levels in this curve: 40 cents, 70 cents, and $1.60. Now to get to $1 and then $1.40 was going to be quite a mission, but I was thinking a huge number of VCs would come in and start buying this up because I had a feeling, just a hunch, that there would be some announcement on how the launchpad would work, and that would kind of push it over the top. Also, long term, like the dupe token is, in my opinion, a no-brainer to hold, for sure. It was all about the short-term hype, which I thought could have been capitalized on. However, they've done a fantastic job. This is in no way criticism. It's just what I thought could happen, and this was not a popular view. A lot of people thought it would go down to 30 or 40 cents, or, maybe it hits $1. Regardless, it's what my view was, and, the rest is history. So the confusion was that they were going to take the liquidity pool money, which was, $200 million or something sizable, maybe even $250 million, and then that would be used for the team. Now, it wasn't clearly communicated. I need you to keep in mind that I'm a very bullish person on dupe, and I'm just trying to be objective. If it was really clear, crystal clear, then someone would have taken a screenshot of a doc, and I've looked and I just can't find it, and Discord goes so fast that you can't even keep track. Basically, all tokens in launch pool, both USDC and dupe, will be either in the team treasury or used for LP. So there is no selling after they withdraw this liquidity in 7 days. Now, as I couldn't actually get reference to a particular doc or anything like that to find, and as all the research is in a couple of different locations, and I guess this is my only criticism, when there's so much information out there and it's in different places, it's hard to find it out, especially when the information is moving so quickly. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to summarize this information, but sometimes you have to spend 5 or more hours trying to get this information. You have to go through multiple different podcasts and videos, and it gets completely and continually revised sometimes. So in this document, I thought we may see some information regarding the fact that after 7 days, it would be pulled. Initially, apparently it was 3 days, and then it turned into 7. However, I couldn't find anything here. Now, I could have missed something. I definitely could have missed something. I could also go and search for 7 days. Let's get acquainted. Let's do another thing that says 7 days. I still can't find anything. So the FUD was unwarranted in many respects, but I can also understand the basis for it. I mean, this is crypto. You can't expect something to be volatile and full of FUD and drama and hype with one project and then another project just be immune from it. It's a silly expectation. Let's have a look and see if this one had that kind of information. Nope. Now let's have a look at this, the Genesis post. We'll scroll up here and we can see exactly what is being communicated. So 250 million for the launch pool. There are other sources which indicate some other stuff as well. And then this is basically what's happening. However, there's nothing that suggested that it would just sit there for 3 or then change to 7 days. And that's basically that. There was also a little bit of FUD regarding Mercurial stakeholders. So 5% goes to them. But the initial token from, the team, dupe and also Meteora, was Mercurial. And there was some indication that they were going to be getting some of this token or Meteora or something like that a while ago. Now, I've done very well from JUP. I'm not asking for anything else. I'm just giving some reasons on why this FUD kind of existed. But with all that said, I couldn't actually find the exact information which said the liquidity would be pooled. So we'll jump into this next tweet. And the thing is, this is kind of coming out in real time. So important clarification again to counter the insane wrong FUD. There is no selling after 7 days. We will take the LP pool as is into the team treasury and for other LP purposes. Now some of the tweets and Discord messages have been deleted, not because of anything, like no one's done anything wrong. It's just because it didn't convey the exact thought that it should have. It's just like doing an amended tweet as an example. So this is easier to understand now. Now, the other thing is the launch pool is extremely unsuitable as a regular market making pool due to its high fees. The withdrawal will have zero impact on price. Part of the withdrawals will be deposited immediately into a regular market making pool, likely Kamino Finance and Meteora Vault. Now remember, and this is not FUD related, but the goal of JUP is to 10x the number of JUP users. So, you know, that would make Solana by far the most biggest active blockchain. So it's a very lofty goal. Now this is the person that I referenced earlier that was kind of a bit of a source for the FUD. And there's plenty of FUD out there. And I guess you can always spin FUD. Now some things he says could be valid. Sometimes they just aren't. And I don't know him very well. I've spoken to him a few years ago. He seems to be more on the ETH chain. And looking through all of his posts, he's basically just anti-Solana now. So annoying and disappointing. It is what it is. Here, basically what happened is this signer had lots and lots of different wallets with a small amount of volume, I believe, moved all the JUP into maybe one wallet and then sold it or something along those lines. And, you know, that's 1.2 million so far from over 10,000 addresses, which is just a botting system. And he did very, very well, whoever this person was. And this person, Lord Ashdrake, said something along the lines of, we could probably find the tweet, but we won't bother. Basically, they had insider information, when in reality, all they needed to claim all that JUP was just a very good bot system and a dedicated Helios RPC, because Helios RPCs did so well. So that was the reality. And that's, I imagine, what was the case. And you saw quite a few people that did these massive amount of claims. Maybe one of them is the Slope hacker. I don't really know, the Slope wallet hacker. This is old news from quite some time ago. I don't really know. But the point is, so much of the FUD is completely unfounded, and this is always going to be the case. It's just the nature of the case. And you just have to keep in mind that I'm very bullish on JUP. So if I was doomy and gloomy before, I'm not. Now, another question I had was limit orders filling. And looks like a decent percentage of people did. This is not a massive number, but I checked through all my wallets and nothing went the way it was expected. And I believe this is due to the fact that they just didn't fire very well. It was just too much congestion. Now, let me just make this big. So if we have a look at these transactions, they all did fire in the end. They just fired on the wrong day. Now, the crazy thing with this price is I could buy at this price. So at 58 cents, I could actually get this price normally just by doing a swap. So the limit order and the DCA function, it worked. It just took a long time to work. I think DCA maybe took a few hours, and for some maybe it went a little bit faster. And for me, this order was filled on the 1st of Feb in the morning. So now let's have a look at the DLMM pools ourselves, and let's go and change by TVL. So in this main pool, we've got $136 million worth of TVL. You can see the 24-hour volume is tiny. And this is because the fee in the pool is 5%. It's a sizable fee. So if we click into this pool and we go to swap, let's say we want to buy, or we want to sell 1,000 JUP, right? That's worth $600, and we would get $565 worth of USDC. So this is one of the reasons why the liquidity would be pooled. Maybe they can't update the fees, and so they'd have to deploy it into a new liquidity pool. And it's very unlikely that people would use this pool unless, of course, liquidity went down in other pools, in which case arbitrage bots would just sort it out anyway. So that's one reason why the pool is being drained. If you go and have a look at this pool, This is far more juicy, right? We can go to swap and do 1,000 here. And that is 1,000 JUP going into $586. So $600 into 587. So it's losing $13. Now that's quite expensive, to be perfectly honest. The dynamic fee is 0.3. And for whatever reason, this is actually not perfectly correct, because this is $100 worth. If the fee was 0.3%, then this would be, of course, less than 1%. So this should be $99.7, $99.6. However, it's not. So I'm not perfectly sure why that's like that, but I'm guessing when you go to JUP, we'll just quickly do that now actually. We'll just go to JUP and we'll just work out what that is. 168, we'll go into JUP. It could just be a temporary kind of imbalance in the pool. Then it's 0.9375, and this is 0.91. So for some reason, this is not working as expected, but it seems that the pool is working fine. So I can't comment on that, but what I can comment on is where can we actually park our JUP in order to get a decent return. So nothing is financial advice. Now, at the moment, I have no price prediction for JUP. If there's a lot of sell pressure, it's going to go down. I have a feeling that a lot of this FUD will kind of leave and then the price will go up, but I'm not going to put any more price predictions, okay? So JUP and JUP, this would be the best place that I would go and park it. This one and this one, these two pools, huge amount of TVL, and they get very, very good rewards. Now, you can go with JUP and Bonk as well if you want more Bonk in the future. JUP, Chonky, Gecko, Used Car, Arab, all of these are going to have a lot more risk because they're all meme coins, so the impermanent loss could be quite substantial. And the other thing is the volume is quite low. So what you're actually getting in terms of fees, very, very low. Although then again, this fee is higher because there's less volume but less liquidity. So there you are. Now this pool here, we can see the APR is 5.64%, whereas this one is 11%. So maybe JUP and BSOL's going to be one of your juicy returns at the moment. And remember, being in these pools actually gets you MET points, so Meteor points, but I'm not sure how many or anything like that. Another place that you could go to is just Kamino Finance. So let's just have a look in my wallet here. We'll go from Drift to DeFi. We'll go and connect our Phantom wallet. We're all connected here. And this is just borrow and lend. But what you can do is you can go and supply your JUP. So you can get some points here. What are we currently earning? Let's have a quick look here. 5,156. So that's what we're all basically 5,157. So if we go back a little bit and we'll go and do a small supply here, we can't borrow it at the moment. So, that's fine. We can't borrow it. We'll go and deposit it though. And this means JUP cannot be used as collateral. Okay, so at the moment you cannot use JUP as collateral, which means if you had $100,000 worth of JUP, you can't put it in and then go and borrow some SOL or USDC or anything. All right, we've now put in our 100 and let's go have a look at our points and let's see what it is. Maybe we have to do a little refresh. It may not be immediately live, but we do get points for doing this, but I can't see it. So let's have a look and see if we can check out the rates and boosts. Okay, so there's no actual boost for doing JUP, but I still think there would be some sort of points. I can't verify that. And unfortunately, I forgot to take this pool out. My bad. But what we could do instead, of course, is we could go and provide some liquidity. So rates and boosts. If we go JUP and JUP in liquidity, we get a 2x boost. We'll try that. So liquidity. Now it's really cool to note that if you jump into a JUP vault that's also on Meteora, then you will do very, very well because you get Kamino points and MET points, as well as a bit of JTO rewards as well. If we hover over this, the strategy yield is 186,000%. This is clearly wrong. They are errors. So just keep in mind that they are errors. but we can go ahead and we can deposit into this pool here. I've got a little bit of Jito Sol, and you can go with both if you like. Max, don't quite have that much, so I'll just max. I'll put in a small amount just because I don't have much transaction settings. I don't think we need to go for turbo. Medium should be fine. Max, deposit and stake, and confirm. So this is a very, very small amount. Of course, this is farming, and this has impermanent loss as a risk always. I've done a dedicated video on that. You're welcome to watch that. It'll be linked below. But now this is in the liquidity pool. So if we go to our portfolio, or if we just come to our position here, we should see this here. And we'll be able to claim some JTO just, day by day. There's no point in claiming this. If it's such a small amount, you may want to claim it every few weeks. If you've got a larger amount, you may want to go and claim it more regularly. And then, in my opinion, not financial advice, hang on to your JTO because I'll cover what you can do with it in governance in an upcoming video. We'll quickly check out our points again very quickly and just see if it's updated. It hasn't updated, so maybe it takes a little bit of time to update. Now the next place that you can use to get some points is Drift. So I'm going to change this wallet here to my Drift wallet, and I've got some Drift tokens in here. You can do multiple things. You can just do a swap and you're going to get some sort of points. We don't know how many points, but we do know, well, by the time this video is out, we will know what kind of points we've got. So you can just do a buy or a sell directly on Drift. Of course, you can do that on JUP, but I'm just showing you other dApps as well. I have this main account. I'm going to go and deposit instead. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a short position. This is more of a hedge, and I've covered this in a hedging video. So I'm just going to deposit 350 JUP, confirm deposit, and then confirm the transaction. Depositing 350 JUP, deposit is successful. So now what I can do is I've got this JUP. I can do whatever I like. I can go and do a spot trade. Come in here. Maybe I want to buy some more. Maybe I want to sell some. Sell, maybe the market price. Nothing very big, maybe 10. You might want to do bigger, of course. But I'm just showing you exactly what's happening. Fee is basically nothing. The fees are very, very small on this exchange. Confirm. So this is one reason why, as much as I love JUP, people were far more inclined to put their trading volume through Drift because the fees are lower. Because this is what they specialize in now. The JUP exchange will grow and grow and grow. The actual JUP's perps DEX. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, that's this tab here. This is in beta. So it's doing many, many good things, but it's not as good as Drift. And I'm just keeping it real because we all want to learn to use these dApps and make profit and know what we're doing and stay safe. Okay, so at this point, I may want to go and do a perp, a sol perp, if I don't think the price is going to go up, or if I'm happy with what I currently have, I can actually earn from a funding rate. So what I may want to do is just a short at the market rate of 1x. You can go with lower or higher. I'll just do it like that. And I'm going to go in short and short. Now you still have to pay attention to these. Go watch the video on Drift and go watch the video on hedging. But here, one, I'm earning points, 2x points currently on Drift. And the other thing is I'm hedged in such a way that, let's say I'm happy with the price at 60 cents. If the price goes up, well, then I have my JUP tokens, which means that I'm making money, right? And if the price goes down, well, then I'm making money on the short. So the actual net position, the 350 tokens, it actually remains the same. Actually, sorry, this is 481 JUP that I seem to have gone 1x on. So that wasn't my expectation. My expectation was to go with 350 JUP tokens. So if I go to balances here, I had 340. So that was what I should have gone for a trade. So here I may as well close out some of it. One thing is I have USDC actually in here, and that's just for various reasons. Having a little bit of USDC, I think I covered it in the other video on hedging. So let's just go and close, and I'll do 481 minus 340. I'm just going to market close 141. Very small loss here, but that's just because I made a mistake. So it's good for me to show you this because now you know just to be very, very vigilant. We'll wait for the market order to update. So at the moment, it's just trying to fill the order. However, the spread is pretty close, the difference between this price and this price, but it's not close enough in order to fill the order. So make sure it does complete. Otherwise, you may want to go and double check it. So make sure it does actually completely fill that part of the order. Otherwise, you might want to go and just cancel it like that. And we'll just try this again. Market, it should do it if we're doing it like this, because we're just going for the market rate. Otherwise, we'd have to go under the market rate, which we shouldn't have to do. Close the position and confirm. Okay, so that's now gone through, at least one order has. So now I'm going to have to cancel that because for some reason, we'll give it a refresh. I think Drift is maybe under a bit of load because it doesn't look too organized. Here you can see my profit and loss. I'm down, I'm losing money, but of course I have this dupe, so I'm basically staying the same. But at the same time, this is why some people do this, is when this is positive, this is the funding rate, meaning the longs will pay the shorts. So I'm getting, well, in the last 24 hours, the annual percentage rate was 67%. So I'm basically earning 67% at the moment. The predicted rate with the current volume is 311%. If you click on it, this is what happens every 24 hours. So you get a little bit, and then this just gets paid into you as USDC. So with something really small like 340 dupe, it's not going to make a big difference. But you are getting 2 times the points, and you're learning how to use this DEX. Now the next is Marginfi. At the moment, this liquidity pool is full. So you can't actually go and put any more in. However, if they raise this limit, then you could, and it gives you a weight of 50%. So basically see this as 30 cents. Therefore, you can go and borrow some SOL or USDC if you like. So just keep in mind that it's 50%, and at the moment you can't get in, but they could increase it. Here, of course, you'll get points from Marginfi. The next app that you can use is Zeta Markets. So Zeta Markets is similar to Drift, and also you get 50k Z score to 5 lucky traders. Trade dupe, take a screenshot, etc. Just read the tweet, very obvious. This one's nice and easy. You can go, of course, connect your wallet and go put on a short or a long here if you like. I haven't done a tutorial on Zeta Markets, so you'll have to go and find someone else's tutorial until in the future when I can cover it. So they are some of the dApps that you can use to get your dupe to work for you. In the future, when the launchpad goes live and staking comes along, I'll cover those as well. For now, you're more than welcome to claim it and hold it, or claim it and sell it, or do what you like. But I do think it's a good idea to interact with some of these dApps. Use safe procedures, of course. Make sure you're not doing anything you don't understand, and learn how to use them. You never know if points may be worth something in the future. And with Drift, you never know if you may win the big lucky prize. I cover the Drift prize in the Drift tutorial. That's all for this video. As always, I'm bullish on dupe. Stay curious, and we'll catch you in the next video.